Hi everyone, I'm Callie, and this is Yoga for Gymnastics for the York County Library in South Carolina. So this flow is going to have a heavy emphasis on backbends today. Anyone's welcome to try it. I would say roughly ages 11 to 18, but certainly the longer you've been in a gymnastics program, the easier this flow is going to come to you. But the whole point of the flow today is to be a challenge, and you have to remember that as we work through the flow. So I'm super excited to share it with you, and I hope you like it, and we'll see you there. Begin in mountain pose with your feet directly under your hips, arms down at your sides, palms facing forward. Close your eyes if that feels okay, and lift all 10 toes up off the ground. And now really slowly, carefully, starting at your pinky toes, set down one toe at a time. Noticing the mat beneath you. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. And as you inhale, just roll back up to mountain pose. Really slowly, one vertebrae at a time. The gaze is the last thing to come up. Arms down at your sides, palms forward. Inhale, reach your arms up again. This time, cactus your arms and turn to the right. Taking a nice twist in your upper body. Push your right hip forward as you pull your right elbow behind you. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms, twist to the left. Pushing your left hip forward as you twist through the upper body. Maybe you can look behind you. Inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees a lot, plant your hands down, and step back to plank. Wrists are under your shoulders. Your tailbone is softened down towards your feet. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, lower down really slowly all the way to the mat. Press into your hands to straighten your arms, lifting everything up except your hands and the tops of your feet for a nice upward facing dog back bend. And on an exhale, lead with the ribs to push your hips back for down dog. So pedal out your legs here, bending one knee and then the other. And then find some stillness. Lift your tailbone high towards the sky as you look at your toes. Shake your head no. Shake your head yes. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, look at your hands, bend your knees a lot, and hop up to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway up. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise up, reach up, sweep the arms up. Hands to heart center. One full inhale and exhale here. On your next inhale, reach your hands up. Cactus your arms. Exhale to twist to your right. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale, twist to the left with those cactus arms. Breathing in your twist. Hold the pose, not the breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees a lot. Plant your hands, and you can step back or you can try that hop back here. Inhale in your plank pose, and as you exhale, you lower down. Just about halfway, like a half push-up. Breathing right here. And then flip your feet over, press into your hands for upward facing dog. Exhale to send your hips back for downward facing dog. Inhale as you lift your right leg up. Look up at your hands and step your foot just about halfway up your mat. Set your back knee down so you're rising up into a really modified low lunge, Both knees are bent at about a 90-degree angle. Reach your arms up. Breathing right here. Take a big inhale and exhale as you cactus your arms, twisting, reaching back with that right elbow. And on an inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, cactus the arms, twist to the left. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to bring your hands down to the mat. Lift your back knee and step back to three-legged down dog. So keep that right foot lifted. Lift it all the way back to three-legged down dog. Good. Bring the right foot down. Lift the left foot high. Look up at your hands and step that left foot forward just about halfway where the right foot was. Set your right knee down. Rising back up to that 90-90 bend in both knees. Inhale your arms up. Take a big inhale, exhale to cactus the arms, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to cactus the arms, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands back down to the mat, and we're going to step back to that three-legged down dog. So lift your back knee, stepping back without setting your left foot down. Lift that left foot super high. And then set it down beside the right foot. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look up at your hands, hop forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Hands come down to your heart space. Pausing here to close your eyes and take a couple deep breaths. As we pause here in mountain pose, I want you to just take a minute. Think back to those words of Gabby Douglas, that the hard days are the best because that's when champions are made. When you push through the hard days, then you can get through anything. So same thing with this yoga flow. We're about to get really into the fun part of the yoga flow, but also the tough part. So if you find anything hard or challenging, remember it's just your first time trying. And it's those hard times that build you into the champion that you want to be. Okay, so just trying to have fun as we move through this flow. So take your hands down by your sides and inhale your arms up. Exhale as you cactus your arms and turn to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale as you cactus your arms, turn to the left. Inhale back to center and exhale to fold down. Inhale halfway up, and as you exhale, plant your hands down, bend your knees a lot, and hop back to plank. Exhale lowers you down halfway. Inhale upward facing dog. Exhale downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg high, and we're going to flip our dog. So if you have to look at me this first time, that's fine. You bend your right knee so that your foot's coming towards your booty. Lift your right knee towards the ceiling, and then you're reaching that right foot way back over to the side and almost behind you until you're in a back bend. You straighten your left leg. Your top arm is reaching out behind you. Right knee stays bent. Lift your hips even higher. And now look down towards where your right hand would go, that upper right corner of your mat. And I want you to lift your right foot up and see if you can step it all the way up to the top of your mat. That's super hard, and of course I've practiced a lot. So remember, anything hard is just an opportunity to get really good at something. So inhale as you reach your arms up. You're in a high lunge, crescent pose. Front knee is bent, back leg straight. Take a big inhale and exhale as you cactus your arms, turn to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, cactus your arms, turn to the left. Inhale back to center. And then spin your back heel down so the whole foot comes down to the mat. Arms come straight out from your shoulders. Warrior two. And now what you're going to do is you're going to reach forward with that right hand until you come to standing completely on the right foot, balancing. Lift your back foot up. The right fingers can come to the ground. The left toes spin upward towards the ceiling, left hand reaching up high, half moon. And now spin your left toes down towards the floor and try to bring your hands to heart center, really balancing all on one foot here. Good. Super slowly bend your right knee and set your left foot way back behind you, and then drop your back knee down. We're back to that same lunge we started with. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, cactus to the right. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, cactus to the left. Inhale your arms up. And bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift that knee up, and step back, shooting your right foot up high, three-legged down dog. Bend your knee and flip your dog once more. Reaching those right toes way back behind you, straightening your left leg, lifting your hips up high, and then look down at your mat. Take your right hand down, bring your right foot back beside the left, back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Bend your knee, and we're flipping the dog. So point the knee towards the ceiling and nice and slow, reaching that foot way behind you. Straightening the right leg this time, reaching back with your left hand for a nice back bend. Now look back down towards your mat. Look at the upper left corner of your mat where your hand would be, and see if you can step your foot all the way back up. Good. Rising up for that high lunge or crescent pose. Front knee is bent, back leg is straight, the back heel is lifted. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back to center. As you exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Spin your back heel down so the whole foot comes down. Arms straight out from your shoulders for warrior two. And then we're coming to that half moon. We're coming to our balancing. So lean forward and then step up until all your weight is on your left foot. I bring my left fingers to the floor. Reach up with my right hand, and my right toes try to spin up to the ceiling. And now spin your right toes down towards the floor and try to bring your hands to heart center. This is warrior three. And really slowly and in control, bend your left knee so that you can step your back foot way back behind you. Drop your back knee down, back to that modified crescent pose. Reach your hands up. Take a big inhale, cactus your arms, twist to the left. Take a big inhale, reach back up to center. Exhale as you cactus your arms to the right. Inhale back to center. And bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift that knee up, and step back, shooting the left foot nice and high, three-legged down dog. Bend your knee and flip your dog. So reach way back behind you with that left foot. The left hand just automatically comes up for your back bend. And now look down, plant your left hand back where it should be, and bring your left foot over. Find your downward facing dog. Really good. Bring your knees to the mat, flip your feet over, hips back to heels for child's pose. Just rest your head down. Just breathing here, getting your mind ready to try it all again. So let's do it again. So come on back up and find your downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up. Bend your knee and flip your dog. Right toes reaching way up behind you. Lift your hips really high in your flip dog. And then look down at your mat, look at that upper right corner of your mat, and step your right foot all the way over in there. Rise up to crescent lunge. Take a big inhale, exhale, cactus your arms to the right. Inhale back to center, cactus your arms to the left. Inhale back to center, spin your back foot down, warrior two. Reach forward with those fingers until your fingers find the ground, your right leg straightens, half moon. Back toes, that leg that's lifted, the toes are reaching to the ceiling. And now on purpose, let your toes spin down towards the floor. Keep that leg lifted, hands to heart center. Good. Bend the right knee a lot. Step back to set that foot down. Good. Drop the back knee. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms to the right. Inhaling back to center. Cactus your arms to the left. Inhaling back to center. And exhale as you bring your hands down. Frame that front foot. Lift your back knee. Step back, sending the right leg high. Three-legged down dog. Bend your knee and flip your dog again. Good. This time for an added challenge. Not everyone will be able to do this, and you certainly might not be able to do it your first time, but I just want you to try. So what I want you to do is walk your left foot in a bit so your knee is bent, and then bend your left arm so that your forearm comes to the ground. Reach your right hand behind you, fingertips facing toward you, and that's getting you into your back bend, so you just have to spin your left fingertips around until you can straighten both arms up into your back bend. Breathe right here, and then when you're ready to lower down to your head, and then one vertebrae at a time to your booty, and hug your knees into your chest. Good. Just roll over onto one side, get back onto your mat, rise up for down dog. We got one more side. So lift your left leg high into the air, bend that knee, flip your dog. Really reach your hips high up, feeling that back bend now that you know where we're going from here. But first, look down at the upper left corner of your mat, swing that left foot all the way around, setting it down at the top of your mat. Inhale to rise up, reach up. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, cactus the arms to the left. Inhale back to center. Cactus the arms to the right. Inhale back to center. Spin your back foot down, warrior two. And then reach forward, coming to balance on your left leg. You can set your left fingertips down on the ground. Right hand reaches high. Right toes reach high. And then on purpose, let your right toe spin towards the ground. Bring your hands to heart center. And then slowly and carefully bend your left knee so you can set your right toes behind you. Drop that knee down. Inhale to reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms to the left. Inhale back to center. Cactus the arms to the right. Inhale back to center. And bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift that knee, and then step back, sending the left leg high, three-legged down dog. Bend your knee. Reach way behind you as far as you can to set that left foot down. And we're going to move into your back bend. So bend your right knee. Come down to the right forearm so that you can reach behind you to get that left hand down. Moving into your full back bend. In gymnastics, you guys call this bridge. In yoga, we call it wheel. And when you're ready to come down, lowering your head down first, then everything else, and pull your knees into your chest. And if you know how to do a walkover out of wheel, that is an awesome transition. So you can certainly do that with a flow like this. So just rock your knees back and forth. And then roll over onto one side. Get back on your mat. Keep your knees down, your tops of your feet on the mat, your booty resting on your heels, forehead resting on the mat, arms reaching up high, child's pose. Just breathing here and just relaxing, taking a break. We are going to move into the cool down portion of our flow. But the cool thing about videos is if you want to try the flows that we just did, you can just rewind the video and try it again. And if you're ready to cool down, then we'll go into it now. So go ahead and rise back up to down dog. Lift your right leg up behind you for three-legged down dog. And then look up at your hands and step your right foot forward. Try to get it in between your hands. And then toe heel your right foot off to the left. And you're going to begin to sink your hips down. Ideally, your leg at the front of your mat is going to be like your ankle will be at one wrist and your knee at the other. But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes your foot wants to come in underneath your body, and that is fine too. So the left leg is straight out behind you. This is a big stretch for your hips. So if it doesn't feel great to you, that's okay. That's pretty normal for a lot of people. It's uncomfortable here. So you can stay lifted. You can lower down to your forearms, or a lot of people like to totally relax their whole upper body onto the floor. You did a lot of work. So we're just letting your body cool down with a lot of flexibility and stretches like that. So all you have to do is breathe once you get into the pose. And now go ahead and rise back up to your hands. And we're going to try for what I call mermaid. Okay, so take your right hand right in front of your body because you're using that for balance and stability, okay? Reach your left hand back behind you with your thumb pointing up and bend your left knee so that you're picking up that foot, and hopefully, and if it doesn't work this time, that's fine, you grab on to that left foot. So you're holding onto that left foot and just really gently and carefully tug it in towards you. Now remember, we don't want anything else in the body to move. All that's moving is that bottom part of that left leg. We're still in this pigeon pose otherwise. So we're tugging that foot in, just seeing what kind of flexibility the legs have. And then if you're able, we're going to try to get the toes into the crook of your elbow. So see if you can get that. And if you can get the toes into the crook of your elbow, then you're going to kind of reach that left hand up like you're waving hi to somebody beside you. And then the right arm comes up, straight up, reaching for the ceiling. Then bend your elbow over your head. See if your fingers can find each other. Good. Now you're supposed to be looking forward here, so draw yourself forward again. Breathing deeply. You are in mermaid pose. So if you were able to do mermaid, good job. And if not, again, this is a deep pose that takes people a lot of time and practice to get into. So if this was a little hard for you, then we know from Gabby Douglas that that's just an opportunity to get better, to become a champion. And go ahead and release your fingers. And slowly and carefully let your foot go back down behind you. Good. Press into your hands. Tuck your left toes first, and then step back to down dog, shooting that right leg up behind you for three-legged down dog, and then set your right foot down. Left leg goes straight up for three-legged down dog. Look up at your hands and step that foot up, hopefully in between your hands. Then toe heel your foot off to the side, off to the right. And then you set your left knee down and you start to lengthen out that right leg behind you as you bring your hips towards the ground. And this is pigeon. So take whatever variation you did on the other side, whether you stayed lifted, lower down to your forearms, or laid all the way down on the floor. Just breathing. And go ahead and come back up to your hands. Take that left hand right in front of your body. Reach back with your right hand, thumb points up, bend the right knee so you can grab onto your foot. Grab onto that foot and then just start gingerly just tugging that foot towards you. Just seeing what the flexibility in the leg feels like. And then if you can, see if you can start gently nudging that foot, the toes into the crook of your elbow. The right fingers reach straight up, and then the left arm reaches up, bend at the elbow, see if you can find your fingers. You should feel a lot happening in your thigh and in your back. Mermaid pose. Breathe deeply. And as you're ready, release your hands, gently letting that foot come to the floor. Plant your hands down, tuck the right toes, and step back to three-legged down dog. Bring the left toes to the ground, and then bring your knees to the ground. Hips back to heels, and before you go to child's pose, take your knees nice and wide. Then take your right arm and weave it underneath the left arm, sliding as far as you can. Set your right shoulder and the right side of your head down. You should feel a nice pull on the back of that right shoulder. Just totally relax into it, letting go of tension anywhere you can in your body. And then go ahead and unwind. Coming back up, set your right hand down, take your left arm under the right. Again, slide as far as you can first, and then set your left shoulder and the left side of your head down. Feeling that pull on the left shoulder, and just completely surrendering to the pose. And go ahead and unwind. And then come on up to tabletop, and then just set your hips down so that you can turn around and just lay down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Reach down for the edges of your feet and open up for a happy baby. You can take a gentle rock here. You can try straightening one leg and then the other. And then just releasing your happy baby. Keep your left knee in, extend your right leg out long. Pull your left knee all the way across your body. It can come all the way to the ground if you want. And then your left arm extends out to the side. And I want you to look at your left hand. Try to get your left shoulder down on the ground. It's a nice twist here. And go ahead and roll back onto your back. Bring your right knee in. Send your left leg out long. And then pull your right knee all the way across your body to the left. Right arm goes out to the side, and look at your right arm. Trying to root your right shoulder down into the ground. Breathing deeply. And coming back to your back, maybe hug your knees in one last time. Really squeeze them in. Pick up your head, tuck your forehead into your knees. Squeeze everything together. And then release for a full body stretch. Your toes and your fingers are reaching in opposite directions. And then we'll come to final resting pose. So bring your arms down by your sides, palms up. Snuggle your shoulders in beneath you and let your feet fall open. Try to let go of any place that you might be squeezing or holding onto. And you have 1 full minute in your final resting pose. It's said that this is where the body absorbs all the work it's done. So just keep your eyes closed. And all you have to do is breathe. And I'm just going to read this little quote over you. It's what somebody wrote about what they love about practicing gymnastics and about watching it. And she says, it's because of the combination of skill and freedom, the combination of the discipline and the expression, that gymnastics lets you dance. And that's a great way to think about life. Life is often a combination of 2 opposing forces, but when you find that middle area, that's where you can dance and you are free to be you. So go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes. And just roll over to one side and then put your hands in front of you. Use your arms to press into the ground to come up to a comfortable seated position. And bring your hands into your heart space. Prayer hands into your heart space. And I'm so grateful that you chose to practice with me today. And I hope you had some fun. I hope you found a way to feel like you're dancing in the yoga. So I hope you come back and try it again. And until we meet again, take care. Namaste.